All right, turn OBS because no editing. What's this guy's face doing? I don't know their names. I feel bad. I always watch their podcasts and talk about them or talk about what they're talking about. I've been trying to jump around to other people too, but what's he doing? That's a horrible thing for me to stop on. And why does he not have a shirt on? Someone give me context with this, please. Does anyone even say it in the comments? I think I have a bigger question. Okay. It says MCU wasted potential, so I was like, I'm gonna stop because I already see a couple villains, and one that sticks out to me is Ultron. And if they're gonna talk about Ultron's a waste, I'm gonna have something to say. If not, I'll just agree and not do the video.
He is the poster boy of MCU wasted potential.
Ultron.
What more did you want?
I wanted like the robots coming together and making a giant Ultron.
And then it would be a big CG.
I can't take the hate Age of Ultron gets. It was really hated when it came out by a lot of fans. They felt like it didn't hold up to the first Avengers, which I could understand if you don't feel that or whatever. But there's also a lot of things. But one of the biggest things is I guess it's comics fans and Marvel fans. Marvel fans are kind of upset that Ultron, or movie fans are upset that Ultron didn't seem like a huge threat, I feel like. And he was just very jokey, and I don't know. Well, in the comic side, people thought Ultron was such a big deal in the comics that he should have played a way bigger part, and I don't see him getting set up like they planned with Kang or something. Kang is more interesting to be set up with more than Ultron. And definitely Thanos, you do more than Ultron. But I think Ultron nailed it on the head. First of all, this Ultron is built by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, but we know Tony Stark had most input into him. He thinks like Tony Stark a lot. He talks with quips. He's very snappy. I mean, Tony even makes a mention of that. Makes a mention of saying like, "Oh, he beat me by whatever, just a few seconds," something like that. And James Spader, oh my god, top tier voice for Ultron, man. Ultron's motives were great. I like the way they moved the story. I was mad when I first heard that Hank Pym wasn't gonna be building Ultron. I was like pissed, right? Is that what happened? I don't know. Whatever what happened, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Like, I was pissed that they were gonna go with the original story. And then when I found out they did it like this, and then they moved it towards Jarvis, I'm like, that's gonna be weird. Jarvis moving to become Vision, and this new thing is Ultron, and it just all fucking worked. It all worked. The whole idea of all this worked. Like, Ultron being the villain, being created by like itself in a way. It was weird how they augmentated itself, and it seeing what the worst in the world is through Jarvis, and just looking at how much humans are just crap. I think it was genius, and I think it really made Ultron a very likable and almost relatable. You can understand why he doesn't like humanity, and give him like a likability, but also his agenda made sense. Not just a villain of the week to just, I want to crush the Avengers. It was like he had plans, and he was trying to do these plans, and it all made sense. And James Spader playing him was just boss, dude. Like, James Spader's voice and his quips were just so good. On top with Robert Downey Jr. I don't care what people say. Did I say Ron Jeremy, the porn star? I don't know what I said. Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. Why did I even say Ron Jeremy? I'm just, my head's in the gutter. Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, he's just on the same wavelength of snarkiness. They're just really good actors, who delivered almost an evil version of Iron Man. So I don't get where it says what is the most wasted potential in MCU, and guy with the shirt off is saying Ultron. I don't get that. He wanted to see a giant Ultron. That was like in the that was like a alternate take they were gonna do, or an ending is where they're gonna fight instead of all the Ultrons flying around, which was a badass scene. They were gonna fight a big Megazord looking Ultron with a bunch of them together. I think I'd prefer this one, even though maybe we need to see both of them. to see which one would be better than what, because it's hard. The one we got, it's like, yeah, we love it, the one we got, but you never know what could have been like the other one. But yeah, it just seems goofy to see a bunch of them flying in like a Megazord like shape fighting. I don't know. This was better. Them going haywire everywhere and the team back to back, basically, it just worked.
GI battle, and you'd complain about
It's already a big CGI battle, and I don't complain about it. You, Andrew, that's what you should do with the ending of an Avengers movie.
is have a CGI battle.
Yes, an Avengers movie. What a concept. They do it in Avengers 1, they do it in Avengers 2, they do it in Avengers 3, and guess what? They do it in Avengers
Okay, so
4.
certain superhero movies are good.
Yes, he is the poster boy.
Right, so all this was about Ultron. Okay. Yeah, no. Marvel's biggest wasted villain potential was, oh man, I seen the picture. I want to say Gore the Butcher, but I don't know if I even said that right. Gore the Butcher. Yeah, I don't know who was the biggest waste. It's the God Butcher, yeah. The biggest waste in villains. I know people don't really like Agatha a lot. I think Agatha was fine. They said it was kind of a bad not endgame movie, but the end of the line for her to fight the most powerful mutant out there, Scarlet Witch, and people didn't like that. I don't think it was wasted potential. Like, they could have someone else different. I think it worked as far as storyline goes. I'm trying to think what else would, like, there has been some, like, there has been some ways, like, Killmonger was good. Ultron, I think, was great. I like Ultron more than Killmonger, and people would probably kill me for that, because Michael G. Bourne kills it as Killmonger. But Ultron as a whole level, being just a big robot CGI, but making it, like, work, it'd be harder for an actor and to tell a story with a CGI robot, basically. And I think they did a good job. I think I saw pictures of James Spader walking around with, like, the green screen stuff on him, and it's just like, how you cannot laugh at him and be like, how are you making this look good? And then you watch it, you're like, oh, damn. We had High Evolutionary and Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they did a really job on him, because he's not even well known, and they made him a good character. Not wasted in that. We had Shang-Chi's dad, who was supposed to be the Mandarin. That was wasted potential, because we could have had the Mandarin fixed finally, and they just did it differently. It sucks we'll never get the actual physical rings, but the 10 rings. So maybe that's one of the bigger ones. Yeah, I'd have to say that's probably one of the bigger ones is the Mandarin. Probably both sides of the Mandarin. Probably both of the sides of us not getting Ben Kingsley as what's his name? Mandarin. Not getting Ben Kingsley as Mandarin, and not getting the fix where he's like, I even was called the Mandarin after a Chinese food dish or something. And Shang-Chi, and they could have made it where they fixed it and made him like this, like, somewhat sorcerer badass. I mean, it worked for the movie, because I think Shang-Chi is a very good movie. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest, besides Gore. Gore's really done bad. Just because it was Christian Bale, man. It's Christian Bale, and he had such a great actor with such a great villain. Do yourself a favor and at least, like, Google or Wikipedia or something, read about him. He's really freaking awesome. Really cool character, and they could have went really far with him. They made him really weak in this, and I feel like he's barely in the movie, to be honest with you. Malekith, he was a waste. Not as big as Gore, though. Malekith's up there from Dark World. Malekith's really cool in the comics. They really didn't give him any. It's Christopher Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor. He's really good. They didn't give him any range to really play him, and it sucks because he got to be this character, you know. The Marvels villain was horrible. I like the Marvels. People think I'm crazy for liking the Marvels. Actually, no. People I know like the Marvels. It's the internet probably thinks I'm crazy that I like the Marvels. But their villain was horrible. Horrible. They should have Captain Marvel's sister that just got introduced close to the time the movie came out. That would have been cool. But Captain Marvel's villain was horrible. It was more interesting seeing their story, not the villain story. It just really didn't. Leader was wasted potential. In Captain America 4, basically. It's Captain America 4. Brave New World. I thought that movie was a lot of wasted potential. I went in not really caring for it. Then I watched it, and it's a decent, like, espionage movie, but, like, as far as a Marvel movie goes, it just didn't really fit as a Marvel movie. Like, Red Hulk, I feel like we never even got Red Hulk in a movie. Even though he's in a movie, like, we didn't get him. That talk about wasted potential. Like, I really feel like the Red Hulk that we read and we've seen, and oh man, he's done such cool things as Red Hulk. You don't even think of it as Ross either. You think of it as the Red Hulk. I just think, yeah, that one was bad. That one's really bad. And what Miss Marvel has Yonrog or something like that. Jude Law, he was cool, but I don't think it's a failure. It just wasn't that great of a villain. MODOK was wasted potential. Super wasted potential. They should have kept him with the mask on, with the armor on. It could have tied back into what's his name, Darren Cross, the Yellow Jacket story. That's fine. MCU shakes things up a lot. They could have done that. That'd been fine. But yeah, MODOK showing his stretched out face was really bad. I really did not like Ant-Man 3. It sucks because I love Paul Rudd to get the best stuff in the world, the bestest things in the world, and having 3 not be so good, in my opinion, sucked. Whiplash was dropped. I'm trying to think who was the most wasted though. Whiplash is up there. Mickey Rourke, you had him, another good actor that could have nailed it, and wasted him. I don't know. I mean, Ghost was the villain of Ant-Man 2, but I think she kind of lives up to the idea of Ghost. Ghost was portrayed a lot different in the comics, but it worked for the story. I don't think she did a bad job. What's his name? Mad Mikkelsen, they're showing right there on the screen. He was Calculus or something like that. I don't know much if like the character was a waste, but it's a waste that we had such a great actor that I thought should be Doctor Doom forever. Great actor, should have been Doctor Doom. Was casted as just a not so popular villain in a Doctor Strange movie, which was all right because it made the story a little bit better. Didn't overshadow Doctor Strange and his story, but I do feel like they wasted the potential with a better character. We did get Dormammu at the end. I forget about that. Dormammu was fucking awesome at the end. I do forget about that. We have Ronan the Accuser. I think they did fine with him. They did a decent job with Ronan the Accuser. He's just not meant to be like super cool. He just played his part, so I can't say it's wasted potential. He just played his part. Even thinking about Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket was fine. I wouldn't say it was wasted. Oh yeah, there was Crossbones. Crossbones had, I think he was just wasted. Marvel wasted using a decent side character to its value. Instead of just using them as never Crossbones to Crossbones in the beginning of a 20-minute part in a movie just to get rid of them. I'd rather seen him more as a lackey, like how Executioner was to Hela. And though Executioner's whatever, he's fine too. And Hela's just great. I think she's a great villain. I forgot Abomination too. That movie felt like wasted potential because I don't really care for that movie as much. It's kind of like all over. I don't like Edward Norton's Hulk. I really don't. A lot of people love it, but I don't. I don't really. I think not giving Claw his full kind of villain. Just I guess you had to make it more grounded. I guess they don't want to make him more like a super villain. He was just more like a drug runner or wherever the hell he was. It's hard though to think what's the wasted material. I think the biggest one it's got to be Gore. Gore is the biggest because he had a great actor and a great character, and it just didn't pop right, and it sucks. They should have been able to do right with it. It's like they have Christian Bale. Like, you look at Christian Bale's resume, he's such a good actor, and you get a character that can carry this movie, and they just butcher it with Gore. They butcher it with Gore. If I'm not mentioning any other like villains, it's probably because I like them. So I'm not mentioning Mysterio or, you know, let's say Vulture from the MCU. You know, Loki is because I don't even need to go over if they're good or not. But yeah, I think I'd have to go with Gore. MODOK's up there though, because MODOK's a really big important part of a lot of the Marvel universe, and for them just to fumble it in one movie and be gone already with MODOK, and he's such a big deal to AIM in future storylines possibly. I think that was a big potential loss. But yeah, I would say the biggest, to go off of what they're talking about, Ultron's far from being failed wasted material or whatever, wasted potential. It's definitely 100% going to be up there with Gore, Malekith, which sucks. These are all Thor movies, which is bad. And Loki overshadows all of them, basically. I don't think Loki's in 4, though. Love and Thunder. But, yeah, Malekith was done horribly wrong. I'm not going to talk about wasted opportunities like Captain America or Captain Marvel and the Marvels or whatever. I'm not going to talk about waste opportunity. Like, if they could have put a better villain in it, yes. But the villains we got, did they get the full treatment? That's what I'm going off of. And who didn't get the full treatment was Gore the God Butcher, MODOK. I even think they did Red Skull fine. I hate the actor that played him. He's just an ass, Hugo Weaving. But I think they did him justice. But the potential they could have done with Gore and Malekith, pushing them into sequels eventually, maybe in a broader story. Even if it was in this one story, they really made them not seem like they existed in the story. So I think those are the biggest ones for me that are wasted villains that we got that didn't get to the full potential. So that's my opinion. Going to OBS. Hopefully you guys watch it, and we'll talk about it, hopefully, in the comments. Bye.